Hey, what's up, sports bettors? Alex here, and we are going to be going through the best three-leg parlay for today. So we have three MLB bets. Unfortunately, the NBA is now over, but we're going to be explaining the math behind our parlay and parlay betting strategy. So usually people view parlays as very unprofitable bets. However, when you're finding legs in your parlay, bets in your parlay that all have an edge, they all have a mathematical profit margin, then your parlay can actually be profitable, which is what we're going to explain in this video. So we have a few picks in our parlay. We have 3 picks, so we should go ahead and just lock it in. So again, the best parlays or the best bets in general, they're not going to last forever, so you do want to move quickly. So we can see the 3 picks I'm going with is going to be the Pirates on the money line, plus 190, under 8.5 and Rays Orioles, and over 4.5 team total runs for the Cardinals. Max wagers 150, as you can see on WynnBet. So I'll go ahead and lock it in for 150. Now, a really cool feature kind of about WynnBet is that whenever you place a parlay, they'll give you rewards, right? So it's actually pretty interesting. It says spin the wheel and you enter to win prizes. So you can either get a profit boost on your parlay, you can get a free bet, you can get all sorts of different things, but it's pretty interesting. Typically, the wheel seems to end on you've been entered to win an autographed football, which obviously isn't a particularly compelling prize compared to a profit boost or free money, but whatever, we'll take it. So we have a 3-leg parlay, right? Plus 11 plus 1,118 odds. And we'll kind of go through the math now in the rest of this video. So again, the 3 picks we have are going to be over 4.5 team total for the Cardinals. So if we click into this game, you can see that this really is a true pricing discrepancy, right? Every sportsbook has this favored except for Caesars. They have the same odds on the over and the under. Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, the most efficient betting market, they have, Cardinals team total favored. So does FanDuel, so does DraftKings. It's juiced towards the over, and we're able to get this plus 100 on WynnBet. So that's the first pick we're going with. And you can see here the market on Pinnacle is minus 115, minus 102. So if we throw that into a zero vig odds calculator and remove the juice, we can see that the fair line is minus 105.93. So that's the true odds, right? Once you remove the juice, once you remove the vig from the market. So that's the first pick we're going with. And according to Pinnacle, the model on Pinnacle Sportsbook, this bet will be hitting 51.44% of the time. So this is Cardinals team total over 4.5. Right? Again, we're not doing any magic here. We're just looking at sportsbook data, right? There's no picks. There's no fairy dust. We don't know any refs or anything like that. We're just following the data. So here you can see on the top row with a 2.88% profit margin. So you scroll along and you look for the bet on top, which is going to be Red Sox Cardinals team total over 4.5 plus 100 odds on WynnBet. So that's the sharp bet, right? That's the bet you want to be on that we end up hitting. So our next bet is going to be Pirates Giants, right? So 17 cents a market with, pretty tight. And once again, we can see this really is a true pricing discrepancy, right? No other sportsbook is giving us better than plus 180. The value in plus 190 is pretty clear. And you can quantify it mathematically, right? Using a zero vig odds calculator, you put in both sides of a sportsbook's market. So we can see for, the Pirates, Pinnacle's only pricing them at plus 178, and they're pricing the Giants at minus 195. So plus 178, minus 195. We see that according to Pinnacle, once you remove the vig, remove the juice from their market, the Pirates should be winning this game 35.24% of the time, right? Data-driven sports betting, looking for value in the odds. So you can do the same thing. Bet Online is another very sharp sportsbook, global sportsbook. So their market is plus 177, minus 193, right? So the true odds from Pinnacle's model is going to be plus 184. We got plus 190 in our WynnBet parlay, right? So this is positive EV to Pinnacle's market. If we put in Bet Online's market, plus 177, minus 193, you can see that the fair line, this bet looks even better, right? Only plus 182. We're getting plus 190 in our parlay. So data-driven sports betting, looking for value in the odds. So lines have been creeping towards the Pirates, and I'm going to go ahead, well, I did already. I went ahead and locked it in plus 190. Another sharp, mathematically profitable bet, right? So looking for value in the odds. So you can see DraftKings odds, they have this plus 170, minus 200. So essentially, not that DraftKings is obviously as sharp as Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker out there, but if we put in their market, we can see the fair odds are plus 180. We're getting plus 190 on WynnBet. So essentially what this calculator does is it takes both sides of a sportsbook's market, it removes the vig, removes the juice, finds the midpoint, and tells you the fair line, the fair probability of your bet winning based on that sportsbook's market. So you use, real-time odds from Pinnacle to get the true win probability for the bet, because this is the sharpest bookmaker. It's arbitrage friendly. It's just a very efficient betting market, right? So you can get very good estimates of the fair win probability for a bet. Right? That's the way that sportsbooks work, right? WynnBet didn't charge me a fee for placing a bet. So how do sportsbooks make money, right? They bake vig, they bake juice into their market. So what this calculator does is it takes both sides of the sportsbook's market, removes the vig, removes the juice. It's the most important calculator on OddsJam. You should read this text like 5 times till you understand it to tell you the fair odds for a bet, right? The true odds for a bet and the true win probability for a bet. So then the final pick we have, which is another true pricing discrepancy, is under 8.5, right? Under 8.5 runs, plus 110, and this is in the Rays-Orioles game. So under 8.5, right? Minus 105 here, minus 105 here. So pretty clearly we're getting insane value on WynnBet, and the market on Pinnacle is plus 100, minus 113. So the win probability for this bet, the fair odds for the under are plus 106, is 48.52%. So 0.4852. And then this is under 8.5 in Blue Jays Orioles, Rays Orioles. So now we have our 3 bets. They're all uncorrelated, sharp, profitable, positive EV bets. So right, 2.2%. You scroll along the top, you look for the bet in bold, Pirates money line plus 190. That's the bet we want to be on. Then here it's on the bottom row, 1.89% profit margin, under 8.5, plus 100 on WynnBet, right? And it should be pretty clear looking at the odds that WynnBet really is the true pricing discrepancy. So we're getting plus 1118 odds and we staked 150. So 1118 odds, we're staking 150 to win $1,677 in profit, right? 150 staked at plus 1188 odds. And then honestly, I'm not sure why I could only get 150 down. So some bets have different limits. So you'll see if we go back to the Pirates game, they're still plus 190. We can bet this for more if we want to because it was positive EV. But when you parlay them together on WynnBet, they make you bet less. Or we could create another 2-leg parlay, for example. We go to the under 8.5, right? Both legs are positive EV. It's the exact same thing. And we could parlay this together, and they'll give me a bit more. And then the same thing will happen where the spin wheel will show up and be like, oh, you can use rewards and be entered to win a prize. So before we go through the math, we might as well do this. And we'll see if I get a better prize, but I can almost guarantee you I'll be entered to win an autographed football. What a shocker. This wheel is not fair. So anyways, let's go through the math now. So now we have 3 picks. We know our win probability for each of our bets, right? We have Cardinals team total. We have under 8.5, finding value in the odds in all of our picks. And we're removing the juice, removing the vig from the market on Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook, to get an indication of the fair, true win probability for our bet, right? Like 48.52% for this under 8.5 in Orioles Rays. So what you can then do is multiply the win probabilities for each of your bets together to get the win probability for your parlay, right? So we know the win probability for Cardinals team total over 4.5. We know the win probability for Pirates money line, right? We know the win probability for under 8.5 runs in Rays Orioles, right? All just using real-time odds from Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook. So then we can back out, we know the win probabilities for each bet. So what's the win probability for our parlay? You just multiply all 3 of these numbers together. And then we can back out our EV, right? So essentially, we're staking 150 at plus 18 odds. So 8.8% of the time, multiplying all these numbers together, just from the no-vig odds calculator with Pinnacle's market, we're going to be winning 1.7 Gs approximately. So you take your win probability, you multiply it times your profit if you win, and then you subtract your stake, right, the other, 91% of the time, we're going to be losing our stake of $150. So you can back out the EV, which is $11. So this is currently the best parlay available on WynnBet. I went ahead and locked it in right here. Pirates under 8.5 Rays Orioles, over 4.5 team total, Cardinals Red Sox. And then we got the Pirates. I already have some money on the Cardinals tomorrow, the Angels tomorrow as well. But anyways, hopefully you found this video helpful on parlay betting strategy, sports betting math. As always, any questions you have, please book a call with us. Tons of sports betting experts who are here at your service 24/7 to help you become a more profitable sports bettor. We can talk about, sports betting promos, sports betting advice, strategies, the math behind sports betting, modeling, whatever's helpful. Book a call with us. We're happy to talk to you about it. Let's make some frickin' money.